My people, yeah. Let's unbox the lore submitted by those with passes. Remember, if I spot players remaining true to their role punk type in the setting, you will be rewarded with a lore pass. Let's start with the Wolfmoor by Marshall Mace's Traveler's Guide to the Planet. The Wolfmoor is the ancestral blade of the Dulaman and Mentalgen. Large enough for 2 hands, it has a mostly flat blade that is almost completely straight line until its pointed tip. Before its long pommel, a wide guard with 2 wings protect the hands. The name Wolfmoor comes from its ability to take down horses like a wolf nipping the leg of a deer. Many older art pieces featured this iconic blade in the mouth of just such a canine. Bionics by Solian. A technology built around the use of nanotechnology for biological purposes. These nanites are able to be used as medical devices to heal ailments as well. Bionics are a new way of thinking in the medical field, able to work without human error. Most important to illustrate is the flexibility with this technology. Not only does it work to heal the common cold, but could encourage the body to heal through perfected artificial means. It means that surgeries can be perfected, more people healed, and more peace in Haven. A special side of this research has focused on using the nanites as a way to change the psychosis and other neural issues of patients. This includes the ability to alter emotions, tweak pathways, and change someone's mental state from psychotic to sane. This new area of science shows promise for helping mutants and non-mutants alike be better taken care of. Still, a lot remains to be found out, limits to push and new discoveries to be made. However, only few scientists are truly invested in this field, others rejecting it altogether. Questions as, can the nanites act as a drug where patients become reliant on them? Where do the ethics become an issue with the violation of the body? Would the nanites ever fail and cause the patient to reverse back to their original state, or worse, suffer death? Anomalite by Braxbro. Anomalite is a naturally forming crystal with unpredictable structure but predictable and unique composition. Depending on the structure, when exposed to high-energy electromagnetic radiation, these crystals have a variety of effects that one would call magic if they couldn't explain it. The crystals form near anomalies, such as large bursts of energy, extra-dimensional migrants and objects, and other space and time warping phenomena such as black holes. The crystals can be grown like any normal crystal from a seed. However, the crystals naturally stabilize these anomalies, permitting natural laws to continue to behave without breaking down when in close proximity to the anomaly. Different media are more viable base materials for these crystals than others. For example, organic matter tends to be very resistant to these growths, only allowing them to form in microscopic sizes where they get crammed in between the cells. This results in extra-dimensional migrants having tiny crystals in their skin, though one would never be able to tell. These crystals are rarer than gold, most commonly found in meteorites, slightly harder than diamond, and their effects cannot be identified without exposing them to the radiation. Very little is known about how these crystals work, though they could be theoretically identified through microscopic examination. Their rarity ensures that most crystals fetch high prices, making anomalite hunting a popular career near any place where anomalite has been found. Anomalite hunting is one of the most dangerous professions that exists due to the crystal being unpredictable by the naked eye. Untrained hunters often try to identify the crystals in the field, injuring themselves due to lack of proper care and equipment. They appear rather similar to diamonds in many respects, but grow in a shape similar to that of quartz and glow with an off-white color, giving them an eerie luster that unsettles first-time viewers. They come in a variety of colors, and like diamonds, depending on the impurities the crystal absorbed, which also affects their effects. The Hyperion Advancement by The Villainous Guy. The Hyperion Advancement, or the Advance, is a political movement led by Avalon Hyperion. Avalon is a G-type who emits a field of truth. While in this field, you are incapable of lying. This mutation has caused some Haveners to promote Avalon as their leader of choice, the ultimate judge. Avalon is known to have extreme ideas, but his supporters are willing to look past them and toward the bigger picture, a safer and sustainable haven. Avalon believes that Haven City's lack of resources was directly caused by the Haven Guard and their actions of bringing the refugees from the Iron Empire and Niboo into Haven. Haven City now has to share its little resources with the refugees, and Avalon doesn't think that's right. The Hyperion advancement is moving to advance Avalon Hyperion's vision for Haven City. A Haven City where the refugees are turned away and the resources are given to the rightful people, the citizens of Haven City. Blitz by Sir William Dragonson. Blitz is one of the most popular sports broadcast across the city of Haven. Blitz is a team sport where 3 teams of 5 compete against one another, trying to capture the other team's totems and bringing them back to their territory while defending their own totem from capture. Each totem scores 1 point a second for whichever team's territory it is in. Once the game starts, it doesn't stop until one team earns a total of 3,000 points. The official ruling body over professional Blitz tournaments is the United Blitz Rules Council, the UBRC, formed in response to actions made in an effort to make Blitz illegal due to the incredibly dangerous nature and violent deaths that players fell to. The UBRC offered to stand as a governing body that would ensure that efforts would be put forth to prevent the high death rate the game hosts. Even the UBRC's oversight, Blitz is still an incredibly dangerous game, and the fans can't get enough. The closest thing to a legalized blood sport, Blitz draws in millions of viewers. Fan favorite teams can rake in countless credits from merchandising and sponsorship deals. While the UBRC holds the monopoly over sanctioned Blitz tournaments, there is no shortage of underground illegal Blitz leagues. This street variant of Blitz is a callback to the origins of Blitz, where there are no holds barred and more than often bodies bend to be disposed of after. Damn. Solian race keyword. Oh, somebody submitted a keyword. That wasn't a category, but we'll definitely consider it. This is by Holy of the Balls. Solians have diminished. So the racial keyword is style, and it's for Solians. Solians have diminished cones within their eyes, severely limiting the amount of color they can see compared to the other races within the tank. This has led to an interesting phenomenon within Solian fashion. While most decide to simply wear more monochrome colors, black or dark grays being a particularly popular choice, some Solians prefer to overcome their nature, wearing incredibly bright, colorful, and exotic outfits that will stand out to even them. Oh, that's interesting. That's really, really interesting. I mean, how often do you get to add anything to the game? Maybe we should make it so you can add keywords. I don't see how that can hurt anything. As long as the keywords can be approved, and this is a really good keyword, style. Faction, The Fright Masters by Louis Aganon. The Fright Masters are a loosely organized group of freelance traders, freighter, smugglers, and delivery men of all kind. This group acts less as a coalition, more as a defense mechanism against those who may take advantage of freelancers. If someone does wrong by a freight master, whether it's breaching the contract, failing to provide promised pay, or assassination, they are barred from trade with any other freight masters. The Tartarus Ring by Holy of Baals. The Tartarus Ring lies deep within the heart of the Alta district, a large complex with small sister compounds hidden around outside the legal limits of Alta. Each houses large circular pits that stand for two things: glory and blood. 2 or more contestants are thrust into the pits, either unarmed or with matching equipment, and duke it out until either the fight is stopped or there is only one contestant left alive. This is usually a last-ditch attempt to recover from debt for those within the Outer District, though for the well-off, Bloodsport can make for a fun afternoon date. May the ring bless your blood. Mr. Midnight by Jacob Ashton. Mr. Midnight is an urban legend from the Shade District. He is said to have a black hat, white gloves, and the dress and way of speak of a Victorian gentleman. He is often described as unsettling to be around. Not that he is a bad person, in fact, he is often described as helpful and kind. The feeling of unease people get around him is often described as instinctual, as if he shouldn't be. The reason for this feeling is a very valid one. When exposed to the light of a new moon, he is revealed to be a walking corpse. This, however, has not stopped him from protecting those in need of his help with his sword, pistol, and an aura of fear he can unleash on those who he is fighting. Why he is back from death in this form is unknown, though some rumors say it is not so much back from death as not allowed to die. Some of the stories about him say he was cursed for a life of misdeeds and was never allowed to die, though this has not stopped his body from decaying. Thus why he goes around playing the part of a gentlemanly hero as to redeem himself of his sinful life. Mr. Midnight and the Tartarus ring have some stories coming up about them because these lore items have some deeper history and are tied to some of our main characters. And I will be, and these are stories created by the players themselves that were written by them directly. Little short stories around these lore items, or hopefully they're short. So we'll be able to get some more insight into Mr. Midnight and the Tartarus ring. Army of the Red Mist. This was submitted by Jacob as well. It's a faction. The Army of the Red Mist. The Army of the Red Mist was a Rhaelgarian army from ancient wars said to wield enormous power. They were so powerful that any force, be it of monsters or men, would be turned into nothing but a bloody mist. This power eventually led to a corruption setting into their hearts and minds. They believed that they were undefeatable and as such had a divine right to rule. They rebelled against their king and embarked on a campaign of world conquest, all along the way butchering everything in their path as their bloodlust only grew with each victory. They were finally defeated by the combined might of the new king of Rhaelgar and the instigator, who viewed them as a threat to his experiment. Oh shit. Using their combined magics, they sealed this hellish host away, preventing them from ever rejoining the cycles. Oh, that's good. For countless cycles, they have stayed sealed away, prevented from unleashing their power on the world again. This has changed, though, as with the instigator gone, the power of the seal has weakened, thus making it able to be broken. And that's exactly what has happened. Well, it hasn't happened yet. An arrogant former general of the Iron Empire turned warlord after the collapse of the empire broke the seal, thinking that whatever it was guarding would help him reunite the empire under his leadership. Instead, he unleashed this monstrous host. Once again, with the original sealers gone, there are few who could even consider facing this army of monsters. That's good stuff. Definitely gonna have to use them later. Reminds me of the Red Android. The Red Android was a creature, an enemy, a G-type that was submitted by a player, and it ended up being the final, one of the final enemies in the last season. The Army of the Red Mist. All these lore items have been added to the world lore and could return as district events or even in the episode. So submitting lore by way of lore pass is just another great way to get your creations inside of the world, inside of the game, on top of our Flames of Creation videos and any random lore contests that we have. That is it for our lore wrap up. Going to be passing out some more lore passes To anyone who wants to contribute to the world building that's going on here, all you got to do is just role play as your punk type, and have fun at the end of the day. Keep it cool, keep it calm. Walk away, come back. You know, if some people are getting on your nerves. At the end of the day, these are your people. Everybody has their thing, right? But let's create together. For those that are curious and were asking about the Archivist and if they made anything canon yet, the answer is no. However, there are alternate ways to make things canon with the district events, and we do have some short canon stories coming out soon, and you'll be able to learn about what rewards that you got from them. In the meantime, stay tuned for the Flames of Creation. We're going to get this ball rolling so we can get into Act 2 of Season 3.